Hey everyone, Brad Browning here, and in this short video, I'm going to teach you how you can stir up a tiger of desire inside your ex's mind. Soon, they'll be swooning over you and fantasizing about you like they never have before. Now, in order to ignite this crazy flame inside your ex, you first have to assess your situation and see what your status is with your ex. Is your ex mad at you? Do you know the real reason why your ex broke up with you? Is your ex still attracted to you? Asking yourself these questions and answering honestly is the first step in getting your ex to desire you like nuts again. So if, for example, you did something that completely jeopardized your relationship with your ex, like cheat on him or her, then you'll first have to make amends for your error. Because if your ex is super angry at you, then driving your ex wild with desire might not be possible at all yet. If you've been watching my videos, then you'll already know how to prime your ex into being receptive to your advances. And you'll know that my dynamic no contact rule is absolutely crucial in this, along with a number of other steps. So if you're watching this video right now, then I'm going to assume that you've already done at least some of these steps and that you're ready to make your move on your ex. And of course, you'll need to make sure that your ex is indeed single. Otherwise, this is going to add a layer of complication that I'll have to address in a completely separate video. So let's jump right into it. The number one tip that I can give you if you want to drive your ex wild with desire is to set up an in-person meeting. So if you're unsure where you and your ex stand currently, then trying to drive them crazy with lust for you is going to be very difficult through a text or a phone call. But it will be much easier if you set up a meeting first. But it definitely won't hurt if you throw in a little tease here and there. So for example, you can invite them over to your place to simply catch up, or have them help you doing something at your place like moving some furniture. Or you could say that you need some tips for your trip to India next year and you want to pick their brain. Whatever you choose to go with, make sure that there's a good reason for them to come over. If they suspect there's some monkey business going on, they might get freaked out and change their mind about seeing you. See, the goal here is to make sure that your motives are hidden. If you're being overt about wanting to sleep with your ex, you run the risk that your ex won't be too fond of the idea. But if they're already super turned on, then you're way more likely to drive your ex crazy for you. Now, the second tip I have is to drop hints when they're over at your place. So for example, you could allude to a time when you guys had passionate sex somewhere at your place. Could have been in your backyard or the kitchen table, but it's got to be somewhere unique and memorable. So just say something like, hey, this kitchen table's got a lot of memories, hey? Or you could say, remember that fun time we had on the trampoline at your mom's place? Makes me want to get one of those for my backyard. Now you can say these things in a really flirtive and suggestive manner, but also say it with a bit of humor too. In the event that your ex isn't receptive to this, you could just chalk it up to the fact that you were trying to be funny. But if your sexual innuendo lands, your ex will be quickly thinking and fantasizing about the time that you two shared together. And doing so is going to plant a seed of desire deep within their mind. All you have to do after that is water that seed. Now, my third tip here is to employ the power of touch. It's not enough that you seduce your ex with your voice. You also have to use touch in order to make your ex wild with desire. So don't be afraid to flirt and touch your ex here and there. Give them a big hug when you see them. Playfully jab them when they make a joke. And, jokingly hold their hand. Remember, you already have a huge advantage in that you've probably already slept with your ex. And that means that they're already, at minimum, comfortable with touching you. And from this point on, you sort of have to gauge how things are going. Is your ex receptive towards your flirtatiousness, or are they kind of reeling back? If your ex is either neutral or receptive, then you can keep escalating further and further. And if you're good at this, you'll be able to ignite that spark inside your ex's mind. And it'll honestly be only a matter of minutes before they're in your bed. But a couple of pointers here. First, it's very likely that your ex will push back at some point. They'll say things like, is this right? Should we really be doing this? Or, I think this will make it harder for both of us to move on. So when you do get this kind of pushback, the best strategy here is to assure them that you're only in it for the physical intimacy and nothing else. Even if this isn't true and you do want something more, it's still better to have sex with your ex than not, generally speaking at least. Because honestly, if you do want to get your ex back, then you have to remind them how amazing it is to be intimate with you. It's one of the most powerful tools that you can use to get your ex to come crawling back to you. So if you want to learn even more seductive tips and tricks to get your ex wild with rabid desire for you, head over to breakupbrad.com and watch my free guide on that website. It's the very best video you'll ever watch if you want to sleep with your ex or much, much more. Again, the URL for that video is breakupbrad.com. And finally, if your ex is extremely opposed to the idea of sleeping with you, then you're going to have to work on your attraction game. And this could entail a number of things. It could mean that your ex still thinks you're needy or jealous, or that you engaged in some kind of behavior that was a huge turnoff to them at the end of your relationship. The thing to remember here is Attracting your ex is just like attracting any other single person. You need to be powerful, confident, charming, intelligent, as physically attractive as possible, etc. If your ex gets the idea that not much has changed since the breakup, then he or she will be less likely to sleep with you, let alone get back together with you. So focusing on yourself will have to be a massive part of getting your ex to lust for you again. Now, I know that for this, your situation might be really complicated. So I do offer one-on-one email coaching. And if you're interested in registering for my email coaching program, just head over to breakupbrad.com/coaching, and you'll see all the details on that page, including my current availability. That's breakupbrad.com/coaching. And that's it for this video, everyone. We'll chat with you all soon.